I'm going to take this pumpkin sketch that I drew and turn it into this moving image in Procreate. Get cozy and I'll show you how I did it. Hey there, welcome back to Cozy Tea. It's good to be back. As I started drawing this pumpkin, I got really excited because the outline turned out pretty solid. And I don't have a scanner. So I was like, how do I get this image into Procreate and just transfer the outline so I don't have to trace it? And that's what I figured out how to do, and that's what I'm going to show you how to do today. So you don't have to spend a whole lot of time tracing. You can spend like 10 minutes and then you're good to go. First things first, you need to upload your image into Procreate. So after you take a photo, you can upload the image directly or just upload it to a particular canvas size. Once you've done that, on that layer, you want to go to the top left and select the wand icon. First option below is the hue, saturation, and brightness. Make sure you click that. In the bottom middle, you'll see the saturation slider. Take the dot in the middle and go all the way to the left to get the image as dark as possible. For step 3, you're going to go right back up to the wand icon on the top left corner and then click the curves option in the menu. Now I know this may look a little confusing, but it's actually really simple. You basically want to center both of these lines. So go at the very bottom and move that one to the center, and then the one at the top, move that to the center as well. Adjust this until you think you have a good contrast of the dark outline and the white background. The fourth thing you need to do is go to the top left corner and choose the select tool. Make sure at the bottom of the screen that the automatic option is selected, and under that, make sure it says add. Your goal here now is to select all of the white space as much as you possibly can. If you can't get all of it, that's okay, just get the majority of it. We'll take care of the rest later. It won't make sense right now, but make sure you choose a colorful background. This is going to be beneficial here in step 6. Don't do what I did and just start erasing because you're not going to see it. The 6th step here is erasing everything that was selected in the previous step. All of the black selection area that you chose, that's what's going to be erased. And this is what's going to leave you with the outline so you can color behind it and have an outline. The reason we choose a colorful background is so that when you erase, you can see what's being erased. Otherwise, it's just a bunch of white space and you can't see anything. Now we can get into step 7. This one's a little tedious depending on how complicated your line work might be, because you definitely want to select all of your line work. It's not perfect, so you do kind of have to zoom in really close and select very particular parts of your outline. It's a little annoying, but this is a very important step because as you can see, I don't know if you can really see it on the screen as I'm recording it, but there's a lot of like white gaps and little white dots and stuff in the outline itself, which lacks a certain level of polish that you want in a nice, strong, powerful outline in your digital drawing. So just go through, take your time, be really patient, and select all of the outline that you have. It's okay if you miss a couple dots here and there, but just make sure that you get the majority of it. If you need something to listen to while you go through and tap on all of these lines, check out this video of a lo-fi hip-hop animation that I made using Procreate. But finish this video first. And just a quick tip, if you accidentally select outside of the line and it selects the whole page, that's okay. Just hit the undo button. You don't have to start all the way from the beginning. Whew, I know. Now for step 8, you want to go back to the wand icon on the top left corner of Procreate and select the hue, saturation, and brightness option once again. Now, just like before, you want to go down to the middle where it says saturation, take the little dot in the middle and slide the slider all the way to the left. This is going to darken your entire outline and make it super black and solid. If you want to do this the opposite way, inverted, you would just slide the slider all the way to the right so that the outline is white. And that's it. Now you can touch up your lines and do whatever you want to do to, fix any errors that there were or whatever to help make your outline as satisfying as possible without the risk of ruining your outline on paper. So that's awesome. I want to credit Eliot Bulpet. I'll link their video down below. They have a video from May 16, 2020, where they explain how to do this very process. And if it weren't for them, I wouldn't understand how to do this. So thank you, Eliot. I appreciate it. And please go check out their video and their channel. They have a lot of really cool videos. So with that out of the way, now I can talk about what I'm doing. Well, I guess that's what I was doing before, but whatever. I wanted to make a galaxy backdrop for my pumpkin because I thought it looked really cool. So I went in and I used the nebula brush, which is something that's already in Procreate, so you don't have to do anything crazy, it's there. And for the stars, I used the glimmer brush, which is also something that's in Procreate already. So those two are ready to go. I think together they look really solid, and I like how shiny everything is and colorful, because we're a shiny, colorful channel at Cozy Tea. After a while, I was playing with some colors and I did ultimately change the outline to a dark red. I think it looks a little bit better that way. And I did this by going to the wand option on the top left and then going to hue, saturation, and brightness. If you use the hue slider, it'll change the color of whatever you have selected in that layer or the whole layer itself. and then you can use the saturation, the brightness tool to darken and lighten it up as much as you want to. It's an easier way to color test without having to like drop the color into the outline every single time. So FYI. I started adding some kind of shading details using different colors. I ultimately chose purple, but I'm starting off with red. I just play around with it for a little bit until I have a color option that I like, and then I use the hue slider to see what it looked like in different options. And I decided to go with purple at the end of the day, because why not? I had some green grass, I put a tree in the background, and this is where the base background for my animation comes into play. And this is right around where I start getting into the animation process. If there's one thing I've learned so far by using Procreate and the animation feature, is less is more. So the less I do, the more I get out of the entire experience. And so I just do a couple of elements here. I'm not going out of my way. I'm just doing not the bare minimum, but enough to like add something. So I move the tree branches a little bit. I add some movement to the pumpkin, and I make sure I add some animated highlights and stuff. I also add some stars in the background just to give it that extra shininess that I really wanted to get out of this. It wouldn't make sense to put all that work into that sky and not add stars that are shining. So that is ultimately why I decided to do that. When I was editing this video, I was like, boring, I hate it. Just kidding. But I wanted to add something to the background, so I added a moon. Why not? Make it super moody, and then I added animated stars to the moon. So I didn't film this part with the camera, I just took the footage from Procreate. Thank God for that feature. And I added a shadow behind the pumpkin, and bada bing, bada boom, you got a finished product. Ship it, it's ready. But yeah, that's the whole process. I hope you're enjoying yourself. If you are, you know what to do, my friend. But with all that said, here is the piece de resistance. I hope you enjoy it. Stay cozy.